Hello. This is your host, Miss Potato Head. It's really early in the morning and I never do this, but I thought it'd be cool. At this point, you're probably going to see a ton of these because I filmed a ton of them. But my look and my makeup preferences have changed so much in the past few months. So I just figured, let me fix my camera because I'm slouching. I just figured since my makeup choices were evolving, then like my channel should probably evolve with it. So with that being said, I figured I would do a get ready with me and kind of like a packing guide for like if you have a similar look or style as me. Like this is what I pack if I'm going to go traveling. I do bring 2 makeup bags. I bring my Glossier bag with like my brushes and like other bobs and bits. And then I also bring this thing. I don't know if I've shown you this before, but it's like a hang thing so I can hang it on a rack. I'm not going to go over every single product, but I am going to show you like the basics. And I'm also going to put it on my face. Keep in mind, this is just my personal preferences, so they don't have to be yours, you know what I mean? So yeah, and even though this is condensed, this might be really too much for some people and not enough for others. So I'm going to start with lip balm. I always pack lip balm. I always have lip balm. So I always start with primer spray, no matter what. And I don't know if I've mentioned this like on my channel, which is crazy. I think it's because I keep it in my bathroom, so I don't think to bring it out. But like, I like the Smashbox Primer Water a lot, but I love the Badescu facial spray with chamomile and lavender. I love this. It is my favorite primer spray. It's funny because like before I incorporated primer sprays, like I was literally putting this on as my last step of skincare and being like, well, that's skincare, it's not makeup, so I'm not going to talk about it. But like literally that's what it is. So I was using this strictly, and then I tried the primer water and I really like the primer water, but this is like gold. I love it so much. Next, we have brows. Sometimes bring a brow pencil, but not always. In this case, the one I have is the Anastasia Brow Wiz because I'm trying to use it up because I have literally that much left. But in this case, I'll probably just use the Glossier Boy Brow because I do bring that as well. I still brush up my brows. I have this little spoolie from Aesthetica. But honestly, if I'm traveling, I just want something quick. Honestly, I always want something quick. I rarely fill in my brows these days. I've been growing them out for so long that I think they've reached their peak of like grown outness. I don't think they're gonna grow anymore. But like for me, like this is a lot of brow, you know? I used to pluck the hell out of my brows, get them waxed. And I got to a point where I realized like I have blonde brows. Actually, they're strawberry blonde, but still, they're so light that I don't know why I'm getting them waxed. Because there's actually more hair, you just can't see it because it's blonde. This brow is the one that's actually really sparse. I do have like one sparse spot, so I do have to add more to it, but the Glossier Boy Brow has changed my brow game for sure. Okay, another thing I sometimes bring, like if I do fill in my brows and I don't feel like doing the tinted brow gel thing, I always bring an Anastasia brow gel. I pretty much keep those in my purse. I love those brow gels. So this is something that might seem excessive to some people because I do bring a normal under eye concealer, but this is my Photofocus concealer that I use as an eyeshadow primer. That's just my personal preference. I don't love this. I actually do like this under my eyes, but I like it so much as an eyebrow or an eye primer, and the concealer that I'm gonna use is one that I prefer only as a concealer. So, and then something else, I'm using cream shadow. So when I use cream shadow, I don't prime the entire lid, I just prime, basically I'm concealing more than priming, but just pretty much everything above the crease, and I don't set it yet. I mean, I'll probably set it. But I just do that to correct like the redness and the veininess and stuff. Some things that I always bring, these are probably too much, I could have narrowed it down, but I love Colourpop shadows. I have Blaze, which is like a really pretty like greeny gold, which is what I'll probably wear. I also have Whittle, which is like one of my new favorites, and it's purple but with like a blue shimmer shift. And then I also bring a matte too, which I might add to the crease, but this is Glitz, one of the Laura Lee shades, and it's just like a red. And I also have from Ulta Beauty, their cream shadows are amazing, and this one is in the shade Moonstone, and I might add that as well. But these cream shadows are the best. But I love Colourpop, and the reason why I like them, so I am going to take Blaze, is you can literally put them on your finger and just like place them and then blend them out with your finger. Like at no point do you need a brush in order to work with it. And what's like crazy to me is that like it makes you look like you tried. I need to get a makeup wipe though. And when I blend it into the crease, the shimmer kind of falls away and most of it stays concentrated on the lid. So like that's so easy. If you like that texture but you want a palette, I discovered this e.l.f. Aqua Beauty Island Breeze palette, and it's kind of the same concept. You can see my legs. It's kind of the same concept. It's all cream shadows, but they like are in a palette form, which I don't know what that means like in terms of like will they dry up, but we will see. I'm gonna get a makeup wipe to fix some of my situation because I will be using my hands a lot. So for palettes, I did want to discuss, because in this case I do have palettes in here, mostly because I'm trying them out. These are the Wet n Wild Flights of Fancy little palettes. And then I also have, I'm trying to use this up, so I have the Gigi Hadid Maybelline palette, which is really small and really good for travel. And then just for the sake of trying it, because I am trying it out, I have the Alamar Cosmetics palette. But honestly, if I was going to bring a palette along with cream shadows, the only one I would bring is actually a contour palette. It's from Pur. It's the Pur Sculptor palette that I got in BoxyCharm. And I honestly love this as eyeshadow. So it has like 2 browns, and then I normally use that as a lid color if I don't use a cream, and I can use that as a highlight. So that's what I would bring, honestly. So that's just me. But I could honestly just bring my cream shadows. These will set eventually. And I'll set my brow bone at some juncture. I'll do it now. I'll use the Maybelline Gigi Hadid to set that upper part. Jet Setter Essential brushes, and they have changed my life. Okay. Now for the face. For primer, I'm going to use the Smashbox Primerizer. This small size is a better value than the big one, and I've been wanting to try it. So if you're wanting to try it, I believe right now it's on sale for $10, which is an even better value than the 16. Because it's half an ounce for 16, and so for 1 full fluid ounce, it's 32. But if you buy the full size, it's like 40 something for a full ounce, or 38 or 40. So buying 2 smaller ones is a better value no matter what. But I just love priming moisturizers. They're my favorite. I do get in a mood where like I want to wear like more pore filling ones, but I much prefer that. I am actually going to put eyeliner on. I'm going to put my my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And then for my tight line, I'm going to use the Ardent and Modster eyeliner. Okay, for foundation, I'm just going to use the Glossier Skin Tint. I'm actually a little bit broken out right now. I don't know why, but I just conceal those spots with concealer. So I'm just going to put this on my face. I think you've seen me do this. And I know there's not a lot of coverage in this. I personally just don't want all coverage these days. I wish this would, I get why they make it this way because it's so liquidy that if they made it where it just like fell out, it would spill everywhere. The packaging on this needs some work. And I just apply it with my fingers. This is a very dewy product, like incredibly. It's mostly just a skin dew versus a skin tint, but it has no coverage. But I don't know, I just like the way it makes my skin look. I just feel like it makes me look like, I don't think juicy is the right word. And it can start looking streaky depending on how much you apply. I will show you how I resolve that situation. And also my forehead, I'm weird about putting things on with my hands on my forehead. I don't know why. But my forehead doesn't have a lot of problems, so I just take a sponge, even though it sucks up like pretty much the entirety of the skin tint, but it keeps it dewy. And that's how I apply it to my forehead, honestly. But for the rest of my face, I have my e.l.f. buffing brush, and I just spray some of the Badescu spray on it. And I do like to do this weird thing where I add more products on top to help blend everything together and hopefully add a little bit of coverage. But again, I don't mind the coverage level on this. And I don't buff, I just pat. Or what is that, stipple? Oh man, I have a way with words today. It's going to be one of those days. Now, if you are going on vacation with this, this is not a long-lasting product. I find that when I'm like vacationing or whatever, like I don't mind to reapply. Like if I'm doing something during the day and then going to do something at night, I don't mind to reapply. However, if you do, I also have, this is not cruelty free. I posted about this on my Instagram, why I have this, why I bought it. But it's the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Foundation. Is really long lasting and a really good mixer. So if you wanted something that was going to last, that's a good one. Obviously it's a completely different finish than this, but for concealer, using the Glossier Stretch Concealer. So I'm going to cover up my spots first, just anything that is sticking out. And I just use my fingers. I still stand by that it almost feels like the Glossier Stretch Concealer and like the foundation or the skin tint like don't go together. Like I don't know, it's something about the formula, like I don't know what it is. They look fine, but it just, I don't feel like they look like they go together. But like I literally die over the way my skin looks every time I use these products. Like it's so stupid. And I have not been this excited about makeup in a long time, let alone freaking no coverage makeup. But there is something about these products that like, I don't know, like I had good vibes from it. I had a feeling I was going to become like a Glossier gal, but like I had no idea it would be like this, you know what I mean? So I will set this because I have to. I am an oily skin person, so I do have to set everything, but I don't mind being a little greasy. For bronzer, I'm going to take a tiny touch of the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. I'm actually going to take it onto a brush, which I don't normally do. And again, I'm going to spray that brush with the Badescu spray. Just kind of go like that with my e.l.f. buffing brush, same brush. It's going to get cloudy in a second. And I'm going to just take this. I will bronze with a powder as well, but I just want a slight cream bronze. If I'm wearing like a thicker foundation, I will just go straight onto the skin with the baked bronzer, but in this case I don't know, I prefer it this way. And I do stipple it because I feel like with a lighter coverage foundation, swiping will just take the product off underneath. But this is like one of my favorite products. I always travel with that. So I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes very lightly with the NYX finishing powder, the banana one. Another thing I do when I travel is I like to pack multi-purpose brushes. So you will see this brush again. But I'm going to go in with this with the MODA contour brush that I never use for contouring, ever. And I like this because it sets the under eyes but like gives it a little bit of brightening, which is nice. Perfect banana shade for a pale skin gal. Then for any other place where I get oily, I'm going to take the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder on that same brush and put it like on my forehead. And you'll see it definitely mattifies it, but the oil will shine through eventually. And on my chin. And actually by my nose, because that is where it gets super oily. For bronzer, my favorite bronzer right now is the Makeup Geek Sunkissed bronzer, and my favorite brush for that is the Aesthetica P12. This brush is amazing. Do I have stuff on my nose? So what I like about this bronzer and this brush combination is like I can go wild with the bronzer, and I don't know, this brush just diffuses it really nicely. It's always around this point where I feel like I get something in my eye. And it also helps set the cream products. Then I just take it on my forehead, and it's just light. It diffuses it and it doesn't make it look crazy. But I like really bronzy skin. And this also helps set the sections of the face that I didn't put powder. Alright, and sometimes I don't wear blush, but I did bring some options. I have the LA Girl Just Blush in Just Nude, Just Bare. Just like a nude blush. And then because I'm obsessed with them, I brought the Wet n Wild's Flights of Fancy blushes, but I think I would rather have a bare blush, so I'm going to take that same bronzer brush and go in pretty light-handed. And what I like about this is you can just like lightly stipple it. And you do have to be careful like with the skin tint if you don't set it in places. It will pick up on itself just because it's so lightweight and so dewy that, I mean, it sticks to literally everything. To finish setting the face, I'm going to take the Glossier Powder powder. Yes, I do bring more than one powder. It's excessive, but this is like, in my opinion, I like the Glossier powder as a finishing powder. So I use it as pretty much my last step. It's just not enough to set for me. I think if you have dry skin, this would be like the absolute perfect powder, but for me personally, because I'm oily, it doesn't set it well enough. And my skin definitely still feels tacky, don't get me wrong, but I don't mind it. Alright, now for highlight. I already showed you that sculpting palette that I have, but the only other highlighter I have besides that is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and that's the one I'm going to wear. And I use it with this same bronzer brush. And I got this from Mariah Leonard. She takes her highlighter and actually, wait, what am I doing? I like to take some of my primer water and set my face before I do highlighter. And then while I'm waiting for that to sink in, I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I just take that same shadow, take it on like a small little brush, and even though these are cream shadows, you can still use brushes with them. I'm just gonna... Now I'm going to take that highlighter and just... The thing I love about this highlighter is you can go crazy with it. And so I got this trick from Mariah Leonard. She really buffs the highlight into her skin. It just looks so good every time she does it. And this, oh my god, I like this highlighter. I think I've mentioned this before. I've like given this highlighter away. Like literally given it to people and be like, here, try it, because I love it so much. So I've gone through like 5 of these strictly just from like giving it away to people. This is one of the few highlighters that I get compliments on. So like I don't get compliments on my makeup very often. Like I'm not downing myself. I don't think people notice. Like my friends don't wear makeup because they're naturally beautiful. But I just don't get compliments on it very much. So when I do, I like hold on to that, and this is one that I get compliments on all of the time. This and Tarte Exposed. Tarte Exposed is one that has stayed in my collection strictly because I get compliments on it every single time I wear it. And I don't think it's one that comes off very well on camera, but it's one that like if you wear it out in public, people are gonna stop you and be like, what is that? But this highlighter is just like a nice, like, it's really subtle and you can kind of go crazy with it. Oh my god, I love it so much. Alright, so now I'm going to set my face with setting spray. I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, which I love this stuff. I love it so much. And then for mascara, I'm going to use the Ulta Plush Drama. This isn't my favorite mascara, but I actually am like warming up to it. I'm out of so many mascaras right now. I need to place an order for more Glossier Lash Lick because that has become my new favorite. And I have found this mascara in particular, you know what, I'm actually liking it right now. I think this is one that gets better after you open it. It's just an incredibly wet formula. So now for lips. So I'm the type of person, I bring a lot of lip choices with me. I like to bring a couple of bolds, but I mostly bring nudes. And today, I think I'm not feeling anything bright, but I normally bring like a Lancome Juicy Matte Shaker. I have the NYX Lip Tease, which I haven't worn yet. I don't think it's going to go with this look either. I think the one I'm going to end up choosing is the one I've been obsessed with. I think I'm going to start doing monthly favorites, and you'll probably see this one in my monthly favorite. Oh, is that a paw from a sweet baby? Oh my goodness. I love my cat in the mornings. He's so sleepy. Oh, he's so cute. But this is the Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. I've been obsessed with this. Sometimes I try things and I'm like, why do I don't even need other liquid lipsticks or, you know, whatever, and this is one of them. Actually, pretty much everything on my face is a product that I think if all of my makeup burned in a fire, I would repurchase those first. Which I probably will do a video about that eventually. And then when I'm traveling, I normally leave my hair natural. This is what it looks like when it air dries. So yeah, this is it. This is the finished look. I realized I did not zoom you in one time for anything, so I hope that this was fine. I just want to do it really casually. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you're going on a trip soon, I hope that this helped you curate your makeup bag thing. Or if you just need things that are quick and easy, I hope this kind of helped you see things that I use. So I have hair on my face. I gotta get it off. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.